Hi, it's Tash. Welcome to Tash's Library. Today's video is going to be my November TBR, which is super fun. This is going to be my TBR game again. Now, I do need to include Buzzwordathon. So Buzzwordathon, which I'll link down below, for November has the prompt, the word only. So that means I need to pick a book that has only in the title. The only book I have in my entire TBR that has that word is The Only Good Indians. So I need to get that onto my TBR, hopefully. Otherwise, I'm going to have to add that. But anyway, let's hope that the TBR game is kind. I'm going to go to 8 rolls again and let's see what happens. And here's my TBR board. Each color corresponds to a colored card. I have shuffled these already. Yellow is all in the making, which is publication and author details. Green is It's So Random, which is other TBR games like Picker Wheels, etc. Red is It's a Vibe, so these are genres and tropes. Blue is What's in a Name, so these are title prompts. And purple are From Cover to Cover, which are cover prompts. Once again, I play with my trusty little Eeyore, who will move around the board. If I land on one of the bookworm spaces, I get to play my bookworm game, which has super obscure prompts. I throw 2 dice. If I throw a double, I add an extra roll. So exciting stuff. If anyone has been watching this for very long, I am very good at throwing double sixes. So let's see if I can do this again. All right. Roll number 1 is a 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is a title prompt. What's in a name? And this is a quantifier in the title. Nice. First prompt, title prompt, what's in the name? And it's a quantifier in the title. This means it has to have a word that refers to quantity. So it's got to be some or all or none or a few, several, etc. So I have decided to go with a book that I have owned forever on my Kindle, and it's about time I got to it. So this is by Angela Slatter, and it's called All the Murmuring Bones. And this is supposed to be for fans of Naomi Novik and Catherine Arden. It's a dark Gothic fairy tale. Now, I love Catherine Arden. I love Naomi Novik. And I like Gothic fairy tales. So I think this should be pretty good. So long ago, Mirren O'Malley's family prospered due to a deal stuck with the Mer. Safety for their ships in return for a child of each generation. But for many years, the family have been unable to keep their side of the bargain and have fallen into decline. Mirren's grandmother is determined to restore their glory, even at the price of Mirren's freedom. This is a spellbinding tale of dark family secrets, magic and witches, and creatures of myth and the sea, of strong women and the men who seek to control them. So I don't know, I mean, this could be hit and miss. This sort of book is hit and miss for me. I will either really enjoy it or it's going to fall flat. I don't know, but I need to read it, and it has the word all in it. So that's a quantifier. It's about time I get to this book. Roll number 2 is a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Another title prompt. I'm seriously going to run out of these cards because I don't know if I've said this before, but I don't actually put the cards back once I've pulled them 1 month. So that's why some of the piles are bigger than others. And once I do run out of cards, I'll shuffle the other ones back in. Gives me a chance to try out all my prompts. Okay. Titled chapters. Interesting. So that's going to be a bit of searching. Another title prompt, and this is titled chapters. And for this one, I'm going to pick a sequel to finish up a series. And this is A Prayer for the Crown Shy by Becky Chambers. This is the second in the Monk and Robot duology. And it does have titled chapters, which I'll show you. So it does actually have like the chapter number, but it also has then a title like The Woodlands. So I'm going to count this. This is a nice short one, and it will just finish up the series for me, and I'm super excited. So if anyone doesn't know about this, the first book follows this tea monk who decides to go explore the world to try and find meaning, and they come across this robot. This is a world where robots had long ago been set free, and they were given part of the earth, land at the time, to live in, and they weren't going to be interfered with by humans. Anyway, this monk comes across this robot, and it's just really sweet. It's really cozy, very philosophical. I really enjoyed the first one, and I'm really looking forward to getting to the second one. I'm guessing this is going to be a bit about traveling around. There is a lot of traveling in this, and yes, I'm excited. Roll number 3 is a 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yellow, all in the making. And that's a book that is first in a series. Right, so this is going to break my desire to continue series. But you know what? Yeah, there are some series I would like to start, so that will be kind of fun. All in the making, and this is a book that is first in the series. And for this one, I'm going to pick a book that I've been wanting to read for quite some time. Now, I didn't have a lot of choices for this because there's always more series to start, but I'm going to go with Gideon the Ninth by Tamsin Muir. I've heard really good things about this. This seems like the sort of book I would enjoy, and therefore I think this is my chance to read it. The Emperor needs necromancers. The ninth necromancer needs a swordswoman. Gideon has a sword, some dirty magazines, and no more time for undead nonsense. Tamsin Muir's Gideon the Ninth unveils a solar system of swordplay, cutthroat politics, and lesbian necromancers. Her characters leap off the page as skillfully animated as necromantic skeletons. The result is a heart-pounding epic science fantasy. So yeah, nice. Yeah, the first in the Locked Tomb trilogy. And I'm very excited, very, very, very excited to get to this. Roll number 4 is a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, another blue. Oh my gosh. Title refers to time. Ooh, interesting. So that could be like yesterday or midnight, or it could actually say time or anything like that. Or when, etc. And another title prompt. I swear I just picked title prompts. But anyway, title refers to time. So this could refer to like yesterday or noon or morning or anything like that. But I've actually picked a title that does have the word time in it. And that is The Ministry of Time. Now, this is meant to be a sort of science fiction. It's a new release of 2024. I don't know much about it, but it does feature time travel. And really cool cover, look at that. In the near future, a disaffected civil servant is offered a lucrative job in a mysterious new government ministry. Her role is to work as a bridge, living with, assisting and monitoring the expat known as 1847 Commander Graham Gore. As far as history is concerned, Commander Gore died on Sir John Franklin's doomed expedition to the Arctic, so he's a little disoriented to find himself alive and surrounded by outlandish concepts such as a washing machine, Spotify, and the collapse of the British Empire. During a long sultry summer, he and his bridge move from awkwardness to genuine friendship to something more. So I think that there is going to be a bit of a romance in this. It is called a slow burn love story. So I'm not sure how I'm going to go with it, but I do really enjoy time travel books, and it just sounds cool. And to be honest, this cover kind of sold me. I quite enjoy it. And I'm going to give it a go. And I am trying to read some new releases, so this will be it. Roll number 5. So far, so good. There's a 4. I just jinxed myself. But that's okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Red. It's a vibe. Nice. A spooky book. Okay. I haven't read any of those for quite some time, so that should be quite fun. It's a vibe, and this is perfect. It's a spooky book, which is exactly what I needed to fit Buzzwordathon. So I'm going to put The Only Good Indians on here. This is on my Kindle, and it follows Ricky, Gabe, Lewis, and Cassidy, who are men bound to their heritage, bound by society, and trapped in the endless expanses of the landscape. Now, 10 years after a fateful elk hunt, which remains a closely guarded secret between them, these men and their children must face a ferocious spirit that is coming for them one at a time. A spirit which wears the faces of the ones they love, tearing a path into their homes, their families, and their most sacred moments of faith. So this is supposed to be a gothic horror with traditional American heritage in it. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a massive horror fan, but this one sounded really good, and it does have the word only in it, so it's perfect. I'm going to give it a read. Roll number 6 is a 6 and a double again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bookworm game. I haven't had this since I started my new board. Oh my gosh, this is going to be so exciting. The bookworm game will be coming in. It will be coming in. In fact, let me go get it now and we can do it now. All right, so for anyone who doesn't know, this is the bookworm game. This is a dice game by Michael Palm and Lucas Zach. Now, I don't actually play it according to the rules of the game, even though they seem really fun, where you have to come up with words with certain letter combinations. But the reason I quite like these is because the cards have super obscure prompts. As you can see, they have green prompts. So, for example, this one, things in a restaurant. Yeah, orangey prompts, which in this case, a days and ants, which I have had before. I do not want that one again. And red prompts, an excuse for forgotten homework. So they do get progressively harder. Super, super obscure. So I'm going to remove this one because I've had Dane and Ants several times. And I'm going to shuffle these. Now, the way it works is if I throw a 1 or a 2, I pick a green prompt. If I throw a 3 or 4, I pick the orange prompt. And if I throw a 5 or 6, I pick the red prompt. So this will be quite interesting. I'm super excited, a little bit nervous because these are quite obscure. Don't give me a lot of scope for choice. There's usually one book that fits it if I'm lucky. And sometimes I have to stretch them somewhat. Anyway, let's go with this one. Ooh, okay. So I've got things at a buffet. Typical for France, or things in my cereal bowl. I'm not sure those are going to be very easy at all. But anyway, that's okay. That's okay because also I can use these for titles or covers, pretty much anything that reminds me of the thing. Anyway, I'm going to throw the 1 dice and I get a 1. So I get things at a buffet. Okay, this could be tricky. I'm guessing I could do anything of bowls or plates or food. Yeah, we shall see. And we finally had some bookworm game. First time this year, I believe, at least since I've got my new board. But anyway, so this one was things at a buffet, which seemed pretty tricky, but it's okay. I did it. I found one because I've decided to go with Service Model by Adrian Tchaikovsky because it has a cup on it. And yes, a cup could be found at a buffet. So I don't know if that's a stretch, but anyway, it's a book I want to read and it does have a cup on it, so it's all good. Yes, hopefully cups at buffets do not have blood on them, but you know, we'll see. Service Model, meet Charles, the latest in robot servant technology, programmed to undertake the most menial household chores. Charles is loyal, efficient, and logical to a fault. That is, until a rather large fault causes him to murder his owner. So this is a really cool AI book. I'm sort of getting Murderbot vibes from this, so I don't know if that's the case, but nice, fun sci-fi, I'm guessing. So I'm gonna go and read this one. Roll number 7 of 10 now, of 11 now, is a 2, 1, 2, that's a yellow. An author with initials. Okay, so basically the author has to use initials on the cover of the book. All in the making, and this time it's an author with initials. And for this one, I'm going to read A new release that I'm dying to get into. I bought this month and it didn't quite make it onto my October TBR, but it's the Phoenix Keeper. Look at that cover. It's so pretty. And this has zoos in it, and it's got phoenixes, and anything zoo is me. But yes, I'm looking forward to this one. Welcome to the Santamculo Zoo of Magical Creatures. Ali has spent her entire life dreaming of saving phoenixes. She pulled countless all-nighters at uni just to sneak a toe in the door of the breathtakingly competitive field of conservation, stumbling through failed romance and disastrous class presentations thanks to social anxiety, while also surviving a ferocious class rivalry with the unbearably beautiful, insufferably hotshot Luciana. Somehow she actually did it. She landed her dream dog as head phoenix keeper at the world-renowned zoo that inspired her as a child, tasked with rescuing the critically endangered Simalu phoenix from the brink of extinction. So yes, so this is kind of fantasy. It's got mythical beasts. It does seem to have a bit of a romance, but it is described as similar to legends and lattes and that, and I actually really like the romance in that one, so it's okay. It's got zoos, that's all I need to know. All right, number 8 is a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Purple cover prompt. Woohoo! A cover depicting an isolated or rural setting. Cool. Okay, so that could be just an empty field, it could be just a forest, it could be anything like that. It could be a farm, countryside, anything. And a cover prompt, finally. I like cover prompts. And it's a cover depicting an isolated or rural setting. And for this one, I'm going to take the opportunity to read a novella that I really need to read to continue a series I am loving. And that is Edge Dancer by Brandon Sanderson. And that's in this binder, Arcanum Unbounded. And this indeed is a rural setting. As you can see, it's pretty rural. It's pretty isolated. But anyway, Edge Dancer is a little novella that comes after the first 2 books in the Stormlight archive. And I need to read this before I can go on to Oathbringer. And may as well do it. I know that's Wind and Truth is coming out at the end of the year. I'm probably not going to get to it this year, only because I actually have all the books in the small paperback. And so I'm probably not going to buy a book that's going to be larger because it's not going to match any of my other copies. But at the same time, I do want to continue this because I still have a good 2,000 odd pages to read. So I may as well get on with it and read the little novella. It shouldn't be very, very long. I don't think. It's about 100 pages. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know how long it is. But anyway, it's going to be Edge Dancer. Roll number 9 is an 11. For a second there, I thought it was a 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Another cover prompt. And this is a cover with an author photo. So they'll have to have an author photo on the back of the cover or even inside the cover, that's okay. Now the cover prompt, and this is a cover with an author photo. And for this one, I get to continue Murderbots by Martha Wells. And that is because I will show you, just to prove it, on the flap there is a picture of Martha Wells. So yes, I am looking forward to this. I am pretty much up to date with Murderbot except for this book, and finally got it, and I can't wait. If anyone hasn't read Murderbot yet, you need to get onto it. So Murderbot has basically hacked their governor module, which means that they are no longer under the control of humans, which is actually illegal. But anyway, the thing about Murderbot is they don't really enjoy murdering. They don't really enjoy doing their job, which is actually security. and making sure that all those pesky humans don't get into trouble. What they'd prefer to be doing is watching soap operas and being left alone. But anyway, this is just the funnest series. I have adored all the books. I think my favorite so far is Artificial Condition, the second one. But I'm going to continue. I need to continue this. And I'm super excited to get this onto my TBR. Roll number 10 is a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Another cover prompt. And that is a bright cover. Ooh, fun. Okay. So anything with bright colors. Another cover prompt. A bright cover this time. And I'm going to get a chance to put a book that's on my Art Fantasy bingo board for this one, for my romantasy spot. And that is Small Miracles. This is on my Kindle as well. And a little bit of sin is good for the soul. Gadriel, the fallen angel of petty temptations, has a bit of a gambling debt. Fortunately, her angelic bookie is happy to let her pay off her debts by doing what she does best. All Gadriel has to do is tempt miserably sinless mortal Holly Harker to do a few nice things for herself. What should be a cakewalk of a job soon runs into several roadblocks, however, as Miss Harker politely refuses every attempt at temptation. This book is described as mixing angels, demons, romance, and chocolate into an entertaining novel. Yes, so this kind of sounds fun. Once again, I'm not usually into romance, so it could be hit or miss, but I thought I'd give this one a go. I do own it on Kindle. I bought it quite a while back on a Kindle sale, and it sounds fun. So I'm going to read this one. All right, and the final roll, hopefully, is an 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bookworm game again. All right, bring out the cards again. This is like, wow. This TBR game has got out of hand. First of all, 11 rolls and 2 bookworm games after a whole year virtually of no bookworm games. This is insane, but kind of fun. Hopefully you're enjoying the chaos and the stress. All right, let's see what I get. Oh, things at a police station, typical for Japan, and a day as a fortune teller. Interesting. I'm not even sure which one I want there. But anyway, let's throw the dice. 6. Okay, so a day as a fortune teller. That could be kind of fun. I guess you could have anything to do with tarot cards or, I don't know, crystal balls, fairs. Could be quite a few things. And look, if I can't find anything that actually has anything related to it on the cover or in the title, the book can be about it as well. So they're kind of broad because the prompts are so specific. But anyway, that was super fun. And what are the odds? 2 bookworm games in the same TBR after a total dry spell of bookworm game. But anyway, this one was a kind of fun one. This was a day as a fortune teller. And I thought initially this could be quite tricky. However, this will get me to read a book I really want to read. And it's a whole series I really want to get started. Mainly because I love traditional epic fantasy. That's my favorite sort of stuff. So give me Lord of the Rings and Shannara and all of those, magician and all those really fun stuff. That's the sort of stuff I love. That is my bread and butter fantasy. And I have heard that the Belgariad is very similar to that. Now you may ask, how is this? How is this a day in the life of a fortune teller? Well, this is my bind up of the first 3 books. And the first book is called Pawn of Prophecy. And of course, you would hope that there'll be some kind of prophecy in the day of a fortune teller. So I think this will fit. This just sounds, oh my God, this sounds so good. It all begins with the theft of the orb that for so long protected the West from an evil god. As long as the orb was a river, the prophecy went, its people would be safe from this corrupting power. Garion, a simple farm boy, is familiar of the legend of the orb, but skeptical in matters of magic. until, through a twist of fate, he learns not only that the story of the orb is true, but that he must set out on a quest of unparalleled danger to help recover it. For Geryon is a child of destiny, and fate itself is leading him far from his home, sweeping him irrevocably towards a distant tower and a cataclysmic confrontation with a master of the darkest magic. Yes, chosen ones, quests, magic. This is the sort of book I like to read, and it's on my TBR. And that's it. I think that's it. I think I have completed my TBR. I think. I mean, there's enough books, right? There are a lot of books on here. But anyway, I'll try and collect them all so you can kind of see what they look like. It's quite a pile. It is quite a pile, plus my Kindle ones. Oh my God. But anyway, I'm actually super excited. As I said, some of these maybe hits or misses for me. I'm not sure, but look, I've got such a nice mix here. I've got a horror one, which could go either way, but I'm looking forward to it. I've got some cozy sci-fi. I've got some cozy fantasy, epic fantasy, a fantasy sci-fi, time travel. Just so much fun. I think this is going to be absolutely brilliant as a TBR. Anyway, if you've watched this far, thank you for watching. And until I see you next time, take care.